What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So, plot twists. There's something that can take a game, movie, or book from being good to being great if they're done in the right way. While the main series of Pokemon games has never been heavily focused on its stories, there have been some really good plot twists throughout the 20 years it's been around. So today, I'm going to give you guys my personal top 5 plot twists in Pokemon. Keep in mind that this is my opinion, so if there is a moment that you enjoyed that isn't on this list, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get started. At number 5 is the Delta episode. While we did know about the existence of the Delta episode before Oraz launched, it was still a nice twist to the end of the game that we hadn't seen in the original Ruby and Sapphire. This would have got a higher spot on this list for sure if Game Freak hadn't told us about it and just let us experience it firsthand, but I still think it deserves a spot on this list for one reason. By now, I'm sure most of you know about the parallel universe theory that stems from this part of the game. Basically, the theory says that there are two parallel universes in the Pokemon world, one that has Mega Evolution and one that doesn't. While this is still just a theory, it obviously would be a major plot twist to the lore of the series if it happened to be true, and I personally believe that it will be confirmed true at some point in the future, and for that reason, it gets the number 5 spot. For number 4, we have my favorite feature in any Pokemon game, being able to travel to Kanto in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Fortunately, I was in the perfect situation to truly be able to appreciate this epic turn of events. Prior to playing Gold and Silver, I had beaten Pokemon Yellow, and so when I was told by that NPC near New Barktown that I had just stepped foot in the Kanto region, my mind was blown. Of course, it made it even better when you actually got to go to Kanto in the post-game after beating the Elite Four, and seeing all of the original towns and characters again after truly not expecting it is a moment I will never forget. For number 3, I have something you might not expect, and that is the entire games of Black and White 2. Prior to these games, we had experienced 4 straight generations of receiving a third game that was essentially an improved version of the 2 that came before it, and so we had every reason to believe we'd be getting a Pokemon Gray to go along with Black and White. However, as we all know, that was not the case. Game Freak threw us a total curveball and gave us Black and White 2 instead. This was a huge plot twist, not only for Game Freak and the way they deliver Pokemon games, but also to the Black and White story as a whole. Receiving a sequel that takes place 2 years after the original Black and White was definitely a turning point for all of Generation 5, and it completely changed our perception on what we can come to expect from Game Freak. At number 2 is one of the most shocking moments in Pokemon, and that is in HeartGold and SoulSilver when we find out that Silver is Giovanni's son. Similar to the Delta episode, this moment was not in the original Gold and Silver, so it came as a huge shock. Up until this point, we had always known Silver as a huge jerk who mistreated his Pokemon, but there was no backstory to really explain why. This moment really changed the dynamic of Silver's character, and the reveal of this detail was made all the more exciting by the fact that we had to travel back in time in order to learn it. This is absolutely one of the best plot twists in Pokemon, but for me, there is one more that's just a little bit better. At the top of this list, fittingly enough, is the final battle against Red atop Mount Silver in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. One of the reasons why I have this at the top of the list is because it was so unexpected. By the time you make your way to Mount Silver, you have already traveled through Johto and Kanto, beaten all 16 gym leaders and the Elite Four, so you're most likely thinking that the game is done. All that's left is this one little area, and that's it. But then you get to the top of the mountain and you see someone, and you feel like you've seen this person before. Then all of a sudden you're in a battle and you find out that it's Red. I actually thought that it was Ash when I was a kid because they're similar teams, but that just made the battle even more epic. The reason why this battle is so special is because if you had played red, blue, or yellow before playing gold or silver, you played as red, meaning you were essentially battling yourself, which is absolutely crazy to think about, and that is why I think it is the best plot twist in Pokémon. Well, there you have it. Those are my top 5 plot twists in Pokémon. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already for more Pokémon videos and remixes. And once again, be sure to let me know what your favorite plot twists are in the comments below. With that being said, I'll smell you guys later.